Well, guess what's gonna happen then? The drug companies are gonna descend on Washington and go, you better remove those judges, because this is now interfering with corporate rule.
It's not about what's right or wrong. I don't think our politicians give a damn about that.
No way.
Right? But they do give a damn about their donors. And pharmaceutical companies, Big Pharma, happens to be one of the top donors for both Democrats and Republicans. There's no way in hell they're gonna allow this to stand.
It looks like Cenk's prediction is starting to come to fruition in regard to the federal judge's decision to reverse the FDA's approval of the abortion bill, mifepristone. Now, this is a story that was reported by the American Prospect, David Dayen reporting, of course, saying that the industry leaders, meaning the pharmaceutical companies, fashioned an open letter condemning the federal judge's act of judicial interference, which creates uncertainty for the entire biopharma industry, adding regulatory uncertainty to the already inherently risky work of discovering and developing new medicines, will likely have the effect of reducing incentives for investment, endangering the innovation that characterizes our industry. So that was the open letter to the federal government in regard to this federal judge's decision to reverse the FDA's approval of the abortion pill. 400 industry CEOs and top executives have signed the letter, and I'm gonna get into just the insane amounts of money that they have funneled to the Republican Party in just a moment. But if corporate executives are talking, politicians are listening, corporate politicians are listening. So there is some chance that they will have some sway over the final decision on the abortion pill.
No, I'm gonna disagree a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they're gonna have some sway. I think they're gonna have complete sway.
Oh, okay, that's great. Yeah. I agree, actually, yeah. I was just being careful, but I think you're right about that. Because look, when it comes to the Supreme Court justices that have the right-wing Supreme Court justices who are on the Federalist list for nominations, and they made their way to the Supreme Court, especially under the Trump administration. Yes, they might be socially conservative, but let's not make the mistake of thinking their social conservatism outweighs the pro-corporate stances that they have. The Federalist Society chose them, handpicked them because of their pro-corporate policies. And if the pharmaceutical industry is concerned about bans of various drugs that they produce, they're gonna make sure that they have, again, a lot of sway, probably entirely sway the decision of the Supreme Court. And I do think that this will ultimately be adjudicated in the Supreme Court.
Okay, so I'll make a further prediction here. I predict that several Republican politicians will now come out, senators, congressmen, etc., and they will say that, look, while we care a lot about this abortion issue and we really respect this judge, etc., I think he might have overstepped here. And that is because politicians are servants. They're the servants of the wealthy and the donor class. So they have no opinions of their own. They have no principles. Oh, they're pro-life. They're not pro-life. They're just whatever their donors tell them to be. So there's no way that drug companies with their infinite power are gonna lose to a bunch of local yokels who are like, hey, listen, we really care about abortion. Hey, don't you get it, schmucks? They use you guys for your votes. They don't give a damn about you. MAGA, do you think any of your Republican senators are honest people who believe the things that you believe? No, they're all sellouts. They're all obsessed with servicing their donors. There's no way in the world that the drug companies lose on this one. So in this case, the left, you lucked out. Coincidentally, big money happens to be on your side on this one, so you will win. Congrats.
But that's rare. And that's why it's really, really important to get money out of politics and have a political 100%. System that represents the best interests of the American people. And we do not have that right now. So while, yeah, it worked out for us, potentially will work out for us this time, more often than not, it works against ordinary people, including workers, including people of color, including members of the LGBTQ community. So I wanted to get into some of the numbers here in terms of just how much money the pharmaceutical industry just pumps into both the Republican and Democratic Party, to be sure. Let's go to graphic 3 here. So a 2021 report in Stat News found that 2/3 of all members of Congress received contributions from pharmaceutical firms leading up to the 2020 election. Pfizer alone, just one pharmaceutical company, which has 3 signatories on the letter, donated to 228 lawmakers through its political action committee that cycle. There are PACs for Pfizer and other pharmaceutical companies that we should look into. So the PACs of Pfizer, Genentech, Biogen, and Lundbeck, all of whose CEOs also signed that open letter, have given donations to 45 of the 52 Republican senators who actually voted for Judge Kacsmaryk over the past 3 election cycles for a total of more than $500,000, $584,999, according to data from the Center for Responsive Politics. And we can break this down even further by mentioning specific politicians. I'll do that in just a moment, but I wanna break for you, Cenk. Thoughts?
Yeah, I actually love this last graphic, so I'm gonna read that one. And this is all David Dayen in the American Prospect. Great reporting as always. Look at that, independent, progressive media doing great reporting. Dayen wrote in, unlike many individual companies, Pharma's donations are tilted towards Republicans. That's weird. I thought, oh man, we don't want the Pfizer coronavirus vaccine, we're against it. No, with 81% of its 1.5 million in donations from 2007 to 2022 going to the GOP, McConnell and Cornyn have been the largest recipients of pharma money in Congress in that period, with 31,500 and 28,500 respectively. And guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Then there's the dark money, and the dark money is much, much larger. And everybody openly admits it. Barack Obama campaigned saying, I'm gonna make sure that we beat the big drug companies and we're gonna negotiate drug prices. And then he came in and said, yeah, I was just kidding. No, drug companies own Washington. I'll do exactly as they tell me to do. Trump did this same exact thing. I'm gonna negotiate drug prices. I'm the best negotiator. Oh, no, it turns out I'm their bitch and I will do whatever the drug companies say and we will not negotiate prices. So of course, the drug companies are gonna order their servants to get the judges back in line, and this drug will be perfectly approved. And by the way, it should be. It's a wonderfully safe drug. It's a drug that actually is safer than Tylenol and Viagra. And the judge was ridiculous, totally made up science. One of the studies he cited was a blog post of conservative websites.
Man, our country's just falling apart. I mean, the level of incompetence at all levels of government is embarrassing to say the least. The fact that he would cite a blog post in his decision, he's a federal judge. But this is what you get when you end up electing someone like Donald Trump, who appoints these types of judges.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.